Ladies and gentlemen, the Airforce Condor SS. An absolute muscle car of an airgun. The Airforce Condor platform has been around for over 20 years, and it has definitely stood the test of time as one of the most rugged, reliable, and powerful airguns on the market. And today, we're going to have a look at it. So join me, if you will, as we step into the heated shooting shack brought to you by Vevor. And by the way, that diesel heater that you can probably hear ticking away in there is a 100% game changer, and I'm very lucky to have that. So if you want one of those for your cold weather shooting, I'll leave a link in the description and comments for not only the shack, but the diesel heater. And I think I have a discount code for you guys, so I'll leave that in there. But enough about that. We're going to get into this Condor today. And you know what? We're not going to shoot little groups like I do in a lot of my other reviews. Instead, I'm going to take some various different steel targets and we're going to put them out at various yardages, and we're going to shoot this like a hunting gun. So those little steels represent the kill zone on various animals, and we'll probably go out to 100 yards. So we're not really going to focus on groups. These guns, they are very accurate. They have a Lothar Walther barrel in it, but today we're going to focus on straight up power and hunting. So before we do, I'd like to thank our channel sponsor, which is of course High Pressure Pneumatics out of Michigan. They are a brick and mortar store. They also have a great website. You can find all of the Airforce stuff on their site. If they don't have something in stock that you want, you can simply call in and do a special order for it. So I'll leave a affiliate link that helps the channel for the Airforce Condor SS, as well as some of the other stuff. I'm going to be shooting the Varmint Knockers 32.8 grain slugs. That's right. We're not going to shoot pellets out of this thing. It can shoot slugs. So we'll go ahead and get started. Come on, let's go. A little bit messy in here. Sorry about that, guys, but what you're hearing, that ticking, is the Vevor diesel heater, and it has blown out a ton of hot air. And that thing will run on 1 gallon of diesel for like days. But you're not here for that. You're here for this. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of the features before we get to shooting this thing. So it's got a 500 cc or half liter, 200 bar or 3000 psi tank. And I noticed the new ones are curved back here rather than a flat butt. And I think you gain 10 cc's because, as I recall, the old ones were 490 cc. Attached to the tank, you've got a stock. It has some nice padding on the back, and it's pre-drilled so that if you want to add the sling swivel kit from Airforce, you can go ahead and do that, as I've done here. And I picked up this sling for only like 10 bucks off Amazon, and it's really nice. So I'll leave a link in the description and comments if you guys want to pick one of those up. And then you can see I've got it attached with the Airforce kit up front there. But if we move further forward on the rifle, you got a nice neoprene cheek cover on there. We've got the fill nipple here. This is how you fill your gun up, and you're going to do that with a high pressure hand pump or a little PCP shoebox compressor. I'll go ahead and leave some links in the description and comments for you guys so that if you're just getting started in air guns, you know, you've got some options there, and a lot of them I've done reviews on, so if you want to check out that content, you can. Coming up here, we've got the valve. So this valve goes directly into the bottle. There is no regulator or anything in here. So when you are hitting that valve open, you're getting that full pressure of the bottle right down the barrel. And that's the beauty of these guns. They're so simple, and that's what makes them so reliable. So when the breech is cocked open like this, you're cocking the hammer back, and then you close the breech, and when you pull the trigger, that hammer, which is against this compressed spring inside here, is going to slam into the breech, which slams into the valve and dumps air right down the barrel there. So you can see this is just a breech loading single load gun, which for hunting purposes is perfect. I've used these guns for more than 20 years and have killed enough critters with them to fill up this entire shooting shack wall to wall probably 15 times. But let's take a look at the grip and trigger. So these guns come with an AR-15 A2 grip. You can put any AR-15 grip on it. I reverted to an A1 grip because I don't like that little nubby that the A2 grip has here. Trigger is probably about a 3-pound trigger. It's kind of a hunting trigger. You don't want something like a 2-ounce trigger out in the woods hunting. So I like that. It's a little heavier, no problem there. When you cock the breech on these guns, it automatically puts the safety on. If I put the breech back, then I can take the safety off and I'm ready to shoot. So we'll leave that on for now. You've got a nice little fore-end grip here. Hard plastic, pretty nice. It's got some grippies on the bottom there. And then this is where some of the magic happens. This is your power adjuster. So this is going to adjust your hammer spring tension. Right now I've got it set right between, it looks like 9 and 10. If you crank this all the way, you will get some serious power. And I've gotten up to 72 plus foot-pounds out of this thing. So we're not going to shoot it for maximum power today. Instead, we're going to just shoot these varmint knocker slugs at a reasonable velocity. Should be about 950 or so, and it'll go down as we lose pressure on the bottle. But those are also available at High Pressure Pneumatics, and they seem to be pretty good slugs. All right, so moving up the gun a little bit, you can see we've got the dovetail rails top and bottom and where the scope mounts. And you can see maybe in here I've got the UTG adapters to adapt that dovetail rail to Picatinny. I'll leave a link for that for you guys. We're going to use that ATN X-Sight 5 because it's easy to record and it's a pretty nice digital scope today. Barrel on this gun. 2 screws there and 2 on the bottom. That barrel comes right out. Inside this rigid extruded aluminum body is actually suppressor baffles. So this thing is integrally suppressed. On mine, I have added the threaded Don-EFL end cap here. So here's the thread protector. If I want on this gun, because these are pretty loud, I mean, it's a very powerful muscle car of a gun, I could go ahead and add a suppressor onto there. Today, we're just going to shoot it without one so you kind of get an idea of how loud it is. I think that's most of the features here. On the other side, we can just see our pressure gauge, and I've got it a little under 3,000. So I'll probably pop that up to 3,000 and we'll start shooting here. Got a quite random target selection from about 1.5 inches all the way up to 6 inches. Obviously that one's going to go at 100 yards. I'll just put them at various distances and we'll use the scope to range them and shoot them. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. To simulate hunting, I've got 3 things here. My target stand, that 55-gallon drum, and that tree. And I'm just going to brace on each of these to take hunting style shots at each of these. We'll start far and then work our way in because I want the higher velocity shots, of course, to be for the further targets. So we'll go ahead and get started here. All right, first with the 100-yard one. A little high, probably because I have so much in this tank right now. And I may have underestimated the ballistic coefficient of these slugs. There it is. All right. So we will load up another slug. So that's a dead coyote at 100 yards. Now we've got that target there, the white diamond. 77 yards, that seems about right. See if we can land another one on that from this target stand. Oh, hit it so hard it knocked it over. Okay, cool. So then let's move up to here. And we'll go ahead and range this target now. All right, 47 yards. Nailed it. For good measure, let's put another one on that 47-yard target. Nailed it. All right. We'll move up and do some standing shots off that tree. Let's see what we range this one. I'm gonna have to zoom out and refocus a little bit here. All right, so that one is at 24 yards. You could just imagine that as a squirrel. Nailed it. Let's put another one on him, just for good measure. Nailed it. And I've got a small target up close. Let me load a slug and we'll put 1 or 2 on that guy. Okay, so that is at 13 yards. Not a very impressive shot, but it is a small one. And of course I miss it by wavering around. Let's try that again. Nailed it. And that's how it's done. I missed a couple. I missed the first one at 100 yards because I was fully charged and I had my velocity set a little low, so I shot over it, but hit it the second time. And then I missed one by wavering around. But the Airforce Condor SS definitely delivers, especially even in the cold. You're not going to be able to shoot a lot of air guns this well in cold weather. And it's like 26 degrees out here, and this thing is just working great. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little video here on it. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to change this thing over to a 25 cal. I'll do a video showing how to change the barrel out, and then we're going to do a review on it as a 25 cal with tons of power. I should be able to get 80 plus foot-pounds in 25 cal. And then after we get done messing around with it in its factory configuration, we're going to go ahead and take this gun and put a regulator on it. So stay tuned for those. Those are all coming up next. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.